In 1495, a 14-year-old boy named Michelangelo left his father's house to live in a stranger's workshop. He swept floors, he ground pigment into powder, he mixed plaster until his hands cracked. For years. That was the price of admission, not tuition, time. You paid in years of your one short life for the chance to stand near someone who knew the thing. This was how almost every human learned for almost all of history. You needed the one person in your town who could shoe a horse or set a bone or read, and you needed them to choose you. If they didn't, the knowledge stayed locked in their head and died with them. Most knowledge did. So here's a question worth sitting with. If you wanted to learn something hard, something real, when would you want to be born? Most people assume the answer is someday in the future. It isn't. The answer is now, right now. Let me show you why. For thousands of years, knowledge traveled at the speed of a single human voice. A monk in a cold room copying one book by hand. A year of his life for one copy that maybe 12 people would ever read. If you wanted to learn, you walked, sometimes for weeks. In medieval Europe, students crossed entire countries on foot to sit in a room with one teacher. The teacher spoke. You memorized. There were no second copies. To know a thing, you had to be in the room. Then, in 1440, a goldsmith in Mainz named Johannes Gutenberg built a press with movable type, and the price of a book began to fall. For the first time, an idea could leave the one room it was trapped in. A farmer's son in a village could hold the same words as a scholar in a city. It felt like the sky opening. But here's the part most people miss. Every single leap after that did the same thing. It took knowledge that used to live behind a gate and handed it to one more person who never would have reached it. The public library, free knowledge for anyone who could walk through the door. The cheap paperback, the radio, the recorded lecture you could replay until it finally made sense. Each one widened the door. Each one people feared. When the printing press spread, scholars worried it would ruin real learning. Too easy, too fast. People would stop thinking for themselves, they said. They said the same about libraries, about television, about the internet. Every time the door got wider, someone stood in it and called the wideness a threat. And every time they were wrong. The door opening was never the danger. The door opening was the whole point. So look at where the door is now. A curious person today, sitting in a small room with a problem they actually care about, can learn faster than any human who has ever lived. Not a little faster. Michelangelo waited years just to be allowed near the knowledge. You can reach almost anything humans know before you finish your coffee. But best lectures on Earth, the hard explanation retried 5 different ways until one of them clicks. A patient guide that will sit with you at 2 in the morning and never once make you feel stupid for asking again. Every person who came before you would have traded almost anything for what is sitting in front of you right now. But I know the fear in the room, because there's a new thing in the doorway, and a lot of people are calling it a threat: artificial intelligence. The worry goes like this: the machines are getting good, so what is left for me to do? It's a fair fear. Let's actually look at it. Because every tool in this whole story felt like a threat when it arrived. The press, the calculator, the spreadsheet. And every one of them did the same surprising thing. It took over the routine, the known answer work, the part that was always going to be repeated, and it freed the human to do the part only a human can. The calculator did not end mathematics. It freed mathematicians to ask bigger questions. This is what AI does best. It handles the answer that already exists, and it hands the human the work that has no answer yet, the new problem.
The strange one, the one nobody has solved because it only appeared yesterday. That work is deeply, stubbornly human. And here's the part that surprises people. The World Economic Forum studied this directly. Their Future of Jobs Report 2025. They project around 170 million entirely new roles created by 2030. New roles, work that does not fully exist yet, doors that nobody has even walked through. And those doors don't open for the person who knows the most facts. They open for the person who can learn, who can pick up something unfamiliar and figure it out by doing. Which brings us to the only skill that has ever really mattered. Not what you already know, how fast you can learn what you don't. And that is not a gift you're born with or without. It's a muscle. You build it the same way Michelangelo did, by doing the thing badly, then a little less badly, then well, by making something real. Breaking it and fixing it. Nobody learned to swim from a lecture. You learn by getting in the water. And here is the quiet truth underneath this entire story. Every leap that ever widened the door gave people more tools than the generation before them. You have inherited all of them. Every book that monk copied by hand, every idea that press set loose, every voice the radio carried, and now a tool that can teach you, build with you, and free you for the work that's actually yours. You are not standing at the end of learning. You are standing at the widest the door has ever been. So go back to that boy, 14 years old, sweeping someone else's floor just for the chance to be near the knowledge. He would not believe where you're sitting. He would not believe what you can reach without leaving your chair. He paid in years. You only have to pay attention and then begin. You were not born too late. You were born at the best possible moment. To be someone who learns. More tools than any generation before you. More open doors. And the one skill that decides who thrives is the one you can start building today. By doing. By trying. By making the thing. Badly and then better. The door is open. It's wider than it has ever been, and nobody is going to choose you to walk through it. You get to choose yourself. So go build. We believe in you. Sign up for free at Ewance.com.